Have you ever walked into a store for just one item and walked out with a cart full of things you never planned to buy? You're not alone, and it's not an accident. What if I told you that your shopping decisions are being carefully orchestrated by a psychological technique so effective that major retailers have built entire business models around it? Welcome to the world of anchoring, the secret psychology trick that influences billions of dollars in consumer spending every single day. Anchoring is a cognitive bias where people rely too heavily on the first piece of information they encounter when making decisions. In retail, this manifests as the strategic placement of price points to manipulate your perception of value. The technique works because our brains are not particularly good at determining absolute value. Instead, we constantly make comparisons, and retailers exploit this fundamental aspect of human cognition to their advantage. Consider a typical scenario. You enter an electronics store seeking headphones. The first pair you encounter costs $300. Suddenly, the $150 pair seems remarkably reasonable, even if you originally intended to spend only $50. The expensive option serves as an anchor, fundamentally altering your reference point for what constitutes an acceptable price. Department stores have perfected this manipulation through their pricing architecture. The luxury section always appears first, not because wealthy customers shop there most frequently, but because it establishes a high anchor for everyone else. When you subsequently browse the regular priced items, they feel like bargains by comparison, even though they might still be overpriced relative to their actual value or production cost. The restaurant industry employs anchoring with surgical precision. Menu designers typically place an extremely expensive item at the top of each section. Few customers order this item, and that's entirely the point. Its purpose is to make the second most expensive option appear reasonable and sophisticated. Research demonstrates that restaurants can increase their average transaction value by 30% simply through strategic anchor placement, without changing their food quality or portion sizes whatsoever. Online retailers have adapted anchoring for the digital marketplace with remarkable sophistication. The crossed-out original price, the percentage discount badge, the limited time offer countdown. These are all anchoring mechanisms designed to create urgency and perceived value. The original price may never have been the actual selling price, but it doesn't matter. Once that number enters your consciousness, it fundamentally reshapes your evaluation of the deal before you. Understanding anchoring empowers you to become a more conscious consumer. Before making any significant purchase, research typical price ranges independently. Ignore the first price you see and seek multiple reference points. Question whether sale prices represent genuine discounts or merely psychological manipulation. Remove yourself from the immediate shopping environment and allow time for rational analysis to overcome the emotional impact of clever anchoring. The effectiveness of anchoring reveals a profound truth about human decision-making. We believe ourselves to be rational actors, carefully weighing options and making logical choices. The reality is far more complex. Our decisions are shaped by context, framing, and unconscious biases that operate beneath our awareness. Retailers will continue using anchoring because it works remarkably well. However, awareness of the technique significantly reduces its power over your behavior. The next time you shop, pay attention to what information you encounter first, and ask yourself whether it's influencing your perception of value. That simple act of questioning transforms you from a passive target of manipulation into an active, informed consumer, making genuine choices aligned with your needs and values rather than a retailer's profit margins.